If your periods are irregular, your weight keeps going up. If your periods are all over the place, sometimes 40 days, sometimes 60 days, sometimes just missing. And if your skin breaks out and hair keeps falling, nobody has been able to tell you why. This is what is happening. Let me just paint a picture for a second. You go to the doctor, you tell them my periods are irregular and I've gained weight, I'm tired all the time. And they just say lose weight, come back in 3 months. And you walk out thinking, okay, but how? I'm already trying. I'm eating less, I'm working out whenever I can, and still nothing is changing. Or maybe they ran some tests, told you have PCOS, handed you a diet chart and a prescription, and you came home with a list of foods you can't eat, a tablet you're not sure about, and zero explanation of what is actually happening inside your body. If that's been your experience, I want you to know that's not okay. And it's also not your fault. Hi, I'm Dr. Divya. I work with women's health at Odds Longevity, and I talk to women every single day who are living with PCOS and just feeling really alone in it. So today I want to sit with you, explain what's actually going on, not in medical language, but in real language, and give you something actually useful to take away from this. No scary stuff, no overwhelm, just a real conversation. First, I want to say something very important. PCOS is a hormonal condition. It's actually one of the most common hormonal conditions in the women of reproductive age, and in India, it's becoming more common every year. Your body is struggling with something that needs understanding. Here's the one thing that I think most women don't realize about PCOS. Most people think PCOS is a period problem or a fertility problem. But actually, PCOS is fundamentally a metabolic problem. It's about how your body handles energy and hormones together. And this is why the same condition can show up so differently in different women. One woman might have irregular periods and weight gain, another might be thin but have acne and hair loss. A third might have no visible symptoms but struggle to conceive. It's the same condition, just showing up differently based on each woman's body type. Once you understand that, the rest starts to make more sense. So let me explain what's happening. In PCOS, there are usually two main things going on. Number one, insulin resistance. Think of insulin as a key. Your body produces this key to open up your cells and let energy, sugar from your food go inside. In PCOS, the key stops fitting properly. The door doesn't open, so sugar stays floating in your blood instead of going into your cells. Your body panics a little. It produces more insulin, trying harder. And this excess insulin tells your ovaries, make more testosterone. Now, testosterone in women is normal in small amounts, but when it goes up too much, then you start seeing hair fall, hair growth on your face, oily skin, acne, and irregular ovulation. Number two, the ovulation problem. Your ovaries are supposed to release an egg every month, but with all the hormonal imbalance, that process gets disrupted. The egg starts to develop and then just stops. It sits there as a small fluid-filled cyst. That's what the polycystic in PCOS actually means. These are not dangerous cysts, they are just eggs that didn't fully develop. And because ovulation isn't happening regularly, periods become irregular. So irregular periods, weight gain, acne, hair fall, fatigue, they're all connected to this one root cause. Now here's where I see women struggling the most. Mistake number one. Crash dieting. I completely understand the impulse. You've gained weight, you want it to be going down, so you eat 1,000 calories a day, cut all carbs, skip meals, but this is what it makes worse. When you crash diet, your cortisol, your stress hormone goes up, and cortisol directly worsens insulin resistance. So the very thing you're doing to help actually deepens the problem. Mistake number two, over-exercising. Running every day for an hour when you're exhausted, that's more stress on your body, and stressed bodies hold weight. Structured protocols work far more better for PCOS than intense daily workouts, no strategy in mind. Mistake number three, treating the symptom and not the root. Most women and doctors focus on the irregular period, and understandably so. If your doctor says you only treat the period and don't address the insulin resistance underneath, the problem keeps coming back. I'm not saying medication is wrong. Sometimes it is necessary, but it works best alongside lifestyle changes, not instead of them. Let me add a few more layers here because I think that this is where a lot of the confusion comes from. Stress and PCOS. If you're living a high-stress life, and honestly, which Indian women in their 30s isn't, your cortisol is probably elevated. Cortisol and insulin work together. High cortisol means worse insulin sensitivity, more testosterone, and then more symptoms. This is why stress management isn't just nice to have for PCOS, it's genuinely a part of the treatment. Poor sleep is another big one. Even a few nights of bad sleep can temporarily worsen insulin resistance. If you're staying up late, scrolling, waking up groggy, your hormones are feeling it. Here's something interesting. For women with PCOS, the timing of their food and exercise matters a bit differently than for women with regular cycles. In the first half of your cycle, if you have one, your body is more insulin sensitive. Heavier exercise and slightly more carbs are tolerated better. In the second half, insulin sensitivity drops a little. This is often when cravings spike and when women tend to feel worse. Understanding this can really help you stop being confused by why some weeks feel fine and other weeks feel like your body is different. Okay, so let's get into what you can actually do. And I want to be very clear, this is not a strict regime. These are gentle, sustainable shifts. Pick what feels manageable. Let's start with food. Eat protein at every meal. This is the single most impactful dietary change for PCOS. Protein slows down how fast sugar enters your blood. It reduces the insulin spikes. So you don't need to eat chicken if you don't want to, but there are many other options like paneer, edamame beans, etc. Roughly aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal to start off with. Next is don't fear carbs. Choosing the right ones is a smarter choice. You don't need to go low carb, but replacing white rice and maida with millets, oats, or even just adding more vegetables to your plate makes a real difference. Next is eating regularly, not skipping meals. Skipping breakfast raises cortisol. It also causes blood glucose to crash, then spike, which is the opposite of what you want. Even a small breakfast is better than nothing. One thing to reduce is liquid sugar. Packaged juices, chai with 3 spoons of sugar, cold drinks, these spike blood glucose very fast. If you have PCOS, this is the one thing worth genuinely reducing. You don't need to eliminate it, just be aware. And the most important part is movement. Walk to start with. A 20 to 30 minute walk after your largest meal does more for insulin sensitivity than you'd expect. It's not a glamorous advice, but it really works. Next is strength training twice a week. Muscles are literally the best insulin disposal system your body has. The more muscle you have, the better your body handles blood glucose. You don't need a gym. Squats, lunges, push-ups at home, 20 minutes twice a week, at least that's good to start off with. Avoid over-exercising. Rest days matters. Your body needs to recover. Next is sleep. Try to sleep before 11 p.m. Your body repairs hormones, including insulin and cortisol, between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Even getting to bed by 11 shifts this. I know this is hard, but Indian family schedules and everything, but if you can protect just this one thing, it helps enormously. Next are daily habits. Sunlight in the morning. 10 minutes of morning sun helps regulate your circadian rhythm, which in turn helps cortisol and insulin patterns. Just open a window and sit near it if you can't go outside. One thing to manage is stress. That's your choice. It doesn't need to be meditation if that's not your thing. It could be a 10 minutes of quiet tea without your phone, a 15-minute walk alone, calling a friend, anything that brings our nervous system down. PCOS and stress are deeply connected. You can't out-supplement a stressed lifestyle. PCOS is manageable, but it doesn't need monitoring. If you haven't already, please get these basic tests done. A fasting insulin, blood glucose levels, fasting blood glucose levels, testosterone levels, and ultrasound if your doctor recommends it. If you're trying to conceive and struggling, please see a gynecologist. If you're on medication like metformin or a contraceptive pill for PCOS, please don't stop it on your own. Work with your doctor. These lifestyle changes work best when done alongside medical care, not instead of it. I want to leave you with this. Your body hasn't given up on you. PCOS can feel really isolating, especially when you've been dismissed or when you've tried things that haven't worked out or when you've been made to feel like it's your fault. It is not. The condition is complex. It shows up differently in every woman and it takes time to understand and manage. But you can feel better. You deserve to understand your body. And I hope today helped a little bit with that. If PCOS is something you're dealing with, there's a very good chance your thyroid is also involved. They're deeply connected, and most women don't realize they might need to look at both. My next video is all about thyroid health, why fatigue, hair fall, and stubborn weight might not just be PCOS, and what to look for. Watch that one if any of this resonated, and I'll see you then.